long as we're good. Okay. Now I'm going to have you guys bounce over to the other one that I'm going to label right now. Love you, bye. Okay, it's already midweek check-in. So let me just go and make sure I don't have any other ones lingering. And hello. Part 4. 10 minutes. That bounced. I'll delete that one. That one's gone. And I should just have the current one that you guys are on right now. But it says not available. No views, but you're on, and it says not available +1. Can you guys see my board? Okay. Well, then I will leave it at that. Why I situate this. My mushrooms were $18. She found me some new mushrooms at Hobby Lobby. What was I going to do? I was going to show you the video I just did of the Oscars. Look how fucking beautiful. I got albino tiger Oscars. And there's my Terras. And there's my blue Acaras. So my little Terra, him, this one's like more the bully. And my blue Acara back there chills with my little one right there. My little Terra. Right there, that one. So they made friends. And I think my Terras needed it. And the two that are more feisty, I wouldn't say aggressive. That's the adult one. That's the bigger one. He's the smaller one. And my blue Acaras are in there. They're hiding because it's new territory for them. But the thing I love about the blue Acaras, guys, is I know you guys are so gorgeous. You have tank mates. There's my true blue Acara over there. I'll get about 6 to 7 inches. The Terras will get like 12 to 14, and so will my Oscars. Take a quick video for you. Okay. So, I'm so pumped I have my Oscars. They're in a 100-gallon right now. I'll upgrade them depending on how quickly they outgrow it. And my Terras, they were great, you know, with the dino fish, and the dino fish is still in there. So that's good. And I added the Oscars, and then about a couple hours after I added the Oscars, because the Oscars are bigger, and they're all I'm hearing Chilean. They're all South American cichlids. So I do have another pair of South American cichlids that are in a community tank, and the blue Acaras. Yeah, I know. I can't wait. The blue Acaras can do community tank or an aggressive predatory tank because they will also eat minnows. So, I put those in there because in all reality, the blue Acaras, they were fine, but they were chasing like some fish down for dinner, you know, and I put more than enough food in there. They shouldn't be like that. But anyway, I'm just pumped that I now have my Oscars. Eventually, I want a pike as well. The star stuck to the bottom.
Hi. You guys are my best babies in the whole wide world. So they're literally right in front of me. And then I have the community tank over here. And everybody is staring at me there. So, how's my little buddies? How's my little buddies? Hi, baby. Hi, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Look at the frog. Yeah. And those are Congo tetras. But they're too small. Hi. And then this little guy is a South American cichlid as well. I have two of them. So I can't put them in the tank right now. They're literally right next to me. I'm back in the corner. You're so pretty. Hit the frog. Yeah. Oscars are aggressive.
And those are Congo tetras.
Those ones.
But they're too small.
And then my other South American one
is a South American cichlid as well.
I love how they all have like the black dots in them. I didn't realize that until recently. But yeah, Oscars, they are aggressive and they are predatory. You're taking a chance with any African cichlid or any South American cichlid. But I've been to that pet store. I've been going for, I don't know, 20-something years, a long time ago before the fish even came along. And they will take it back. I won't get my money back, and I'm okay with that. They are a pretty penny. I think I paid $84 a fish. They also are the red Oscars too. They have like a mix. So if anyone is aggressive or becomes aggressive to the point where they're biting the other fish, but right now they're all golden, and my terrors are pumped to have other fish in there. Because my little one was kind of getting bullied by the big one. Good morning. So now they're kind of all squared away. So I'm pretty much surrounded by fish because I put my desk back in the corner. Ooh, the devil. I got my eyes set on you. That must be your money. That must be your message. So my camera sucks and I haven't gotten it fixed yet. I got a big hole in it. But I'm back in the corner. So here's my desk. Back in the corner. But big fish tank right there. To my left. And then the Oscars, the other one is in that one. So literally the two tanks are in between my desk. So I love it. Shannon, it's so good to see you. I actually have to hit you up. I believe Amy and Meg sent me your number a couple weeks ago, but it's been so crazy. My mom just got out of the hospital yesterday. But I will show you guys a video of my new Oscars because Amy and Meg weren't here.
Look how fucking beautiful. I got albino tiger Oscars. And there's my terras. And there's my blue acaras. So my little terra, this one's like more the bully. And my blue acara back there chills with my little one right there. My little terra. Right there, that one. And the two that are more feisty.
Don't you be feisty. Aggressive. As I'm showing you the video, my big one just kind of scared away my little blue acara. My other blue acara is gonna get big in there. Look at him already. Where did he just go? He likes hanging out with the Oscars. See, that's my little green terra. And here comes the big one. The big one likes to nip. He's very territorial. but not to the point where it's aggressive. I just happen to catch him doing it to my little one, because in all reality, I thought you guys could see. In all reality, they're so much happier. I just started YouTube.
I'm sorry.
I just started YouTube.
Okay.
You
I'm gonna just finish what I'm doing, but I want Caden to load all them bottles, all the trash, everything in my truck, everything. I just realized how much is out there.
Yeah. Can we go in the morning so I can go with you tomorrow morning? Because I'd like to clean out the back.
I don't know, Courtney.
You gotta look, yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously. You wait till shit in the garage. What the fuck?
You got your gloves on.
Yeah, sometimes the gloves work.
Oh.
They're supposed to anyway. And tomorrow afternoon I gotta go to DMV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just soon get it done today.
Okay.
Got a lot of shit there. You don't gotta go with me. Just get the shit loaded in my truck. Have Caden do it.
What time do they close?
The dump?
Yeah.
Dinner time.
Oh, so you want to just go in a couple hours? Like I'll get the back picked up?
I'm not done outside here yet, Courtney.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. All right. 7 of Cups. Where did he just go? He likes hanging out with the Oscars. See, that's my little green Terra. And here comes the big one. The big one likes to nip. He's very territorial. But not to the point where it's aggressive. I just happen to catch him doing it to my little one. Because in all reality, I thought you guys could see. So you're always taking a chance putting cichlets together. But he's just kind of like poking at him. It just gives him like a new one to, poke at. My little blue Akara is in the corner by himself right now. But, see, they're being territory over that one corner. I'm going to have to try to make like a rock wall or something so they can swim in between. Because everybody, should really have their own hiding spot. And right now, there's just a lot of plants in there. I'll show you that, and then let's get to the reading. So, again, this whole fish thing. So, basically, the tank bowls out. Some are back there. There's the blue Akara swimming back. Here's my little Terra that will sit with the tiny blue Akara. So it's like they kind of made friends. So basically, I just have all this stuff in there for them to have hiding spots. I didn't forget about you guys. You guys are the bestest in the whole Westest. I just have to do another one of my videos. So basically, the tank bowls out. Bows out. Back there, there's the blue Akara swimming back. Here's my little Terra that will sit with the tiny blue Akara. So it's like they kind of made friends. So basically, I just have all this stuff in there for them to for them to move around for right now, but they do need their own thing. But they're just adorable staring at me right now. All right, let's clear the energy. Let's pull one overall card for you with the energy for the midweek check-in, starting at 15 minutes. You got the frog and the elk. The frog and the elk. Well, I'm getting told to get the book. I never read from the books. I don't know. I'm also getting pulled to like an Oscar. If you guys want to do like a spiritual meaning of an Oscar fish. Why did I get up? What am I getting? Oh, the book. Oh, God, I think my Cupid's closed. Katie is singing. It's so fucking funny when he sings. Alright. Now, where's the book? Okay. All right. Impacts, predators. What do I have? The frog and the elk. Okay. Where's my earth? Here we go. Now I need the elk. All right. Stable, resilient, headstrong, and a farther energy. The great elk represents the earth element of its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. With the elk, whether male or female, is fully established within themselves and know who cares and takes values. They become known and respected for acting in ways to uphold these values. Sometimes the elk's ego can be inflated, but most of the part, he makes a damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk like this. When you're in balance, you're supportive, kind, and consistent. When out of balance, prestigious, pretentious, whatever that, how to say that, high and mighty. To bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. So it's kind of almost like that emperor energy we had. And I do feel like the message here is the frog for some reason. We got clearing, cleansing, healing. The frog is the water element, are almost The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months in life entirely within a healing element and then emerges to the rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, it's more for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital, such as sensitive creatures, to practice self-care. The card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, release, in time to dive in. Frogs aren't just to carry heavy loads. When in balance, your energy is clear, you're enthusiastic when it comes to life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty, to bring into balance a lake, river, ocean, bathhouse. Okay, so we'll see how they kind of play a role here. See how they play out. Yeah, Mars and Libra, Venus, Cancer. Yep, there's been a lot of transitions this week. All right, so look at that, 2121. There's a message for you. Midweek check-in, please. Midweek check-in. Six of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. But it's like, here we go again with the back being turned. You know, all of them, like, back is turned. So I knew it was still linked. This energy, I don't know how long it's going to last. It could last weeks. It could slowly and hopefully not painfully. But it's almost like what I'm getting already is that this pain or anger or resentment or humiliation or an actual fight, accident, trauma gets you moving. For some, again, it's like still having your back turned towards something. Now, again, I didn't want to include that in this reading, but it is kind of, like I said, a continuation. I just don't want to look at it as part 5, but it is very, I'm hearing blatantly obvious that it is. But I also feel like I actually like this side better, to be honest with you, with this Nine of Pentacles. Because it's just like still as, oh, there's somebody out the window. Maybe they're calling their bird in, or they're letting their eagle or hawk, whatever they used, pigeons, it's got big wings. Letting them go, or it's flying back. She has a dove. So actually, the hawk is coming back to him. It's almost like Rapunzel in a castle, right? But it's this guy, and it's like, all right, you may have a hawk or an eagle. I got my dove. So I don't know if this is okay, here we go again with like competition. Mine's bigger, mine's better. It could be control. It's like a seniority thing. You know how, like, I was talking about last week when I started the whole turn your back type energy for the week. And I mentioned there, it's like being like a colonel or a sergeant. What's a chief, the highest position, whatever, how I talk about the colonel. Not the colonel. Is he a colonel? He's a cap. He's like the highest ranking one. And then I explained a petty officer, and it was like WE Mafia or something like that. Remember E4 Mafia or something? Like, so it is, but like they know just as much information, if not more, is what they say. But them two will debate that the rest of their lives within the military, within the government jobs like that, military branches. So I feel like this is here again in the sense of maybe somebody, I don't know, underestimated you or just didn't take your feelings into consideration. I love when Jupiter is in Gemini. Thanks for that reminder. How long is it here for? But to me, it's like you already took yourself out of a certain situation here. This speaks of confidence just like this elk does. But when the elk is out of balance, it's could be very controlling and dominating. And we were just talking about predatory fish and aggressive fish. You're always taking a chance putting cichlids together. Always. So again, it's like the little fish being picked on. And it's really my terrors more than anything because they were in the tank first. But I just got that taken a couple days ago. So they really don't have a right to be. Okay, enough with the fish. But I'm telling you that it's enough with the fish. But see, this is, and then there's the 5 of Swords, 8 of Wands, but that doesn't look like happy news. Like, so it's like somebody wanted like to be territorial over you or something. Yeah, because I'm getting different territories now with the maps here. 2 of Swords, your back is turned again. Midweek check-in, please. 3 of Wands. I flip the ones that come on the deck. I leave the ones upright that come out in my hands. 6 of Cups. And get one more card. Hi, guys. Thank you. I am doing good. I hope you're doing good. Ace of Coin. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Oh, yeah, we had the Knight of Cups. Oh, and the 3 of Swords. Okay, so because he's like leaving. So it's kind of like, I don't know if he or she just assumed you wouldn't break through the pain or something. Yeah, and there's that 2 of Wands underneath. Like, all right, maybe going in a new direction. And then you got the Knight of Wands here, but it's still going that way. Guys, with the Lovers being out the other day, like I'm telling you, I experienced not something as harsh, but like with a friend. And I was like, wow, I really didn't see that happening. And I really didn't see like control factors or this and that, So it's like you had the 7 of Wands next to the Empress and then the Lovers. So for reassurance, it was a masculine, and then they wanted to switch it to the feminine, and now we have the feminine here again. So you could be more in masculine energy, but it's like it's very cleansing. This was the bottom and the top of the card. So here it would be like, hey, I'm here. I'm almost like apologetic. Hey, I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. But here it's like, it's too late. So if this is a friend or a lover, they can be in masculine energy. And you're not challenging anything here because the challenge, let's not forget, the challenge already came in with the 7 of Wands and read one. And then that ended up being like 4 parts. You have the owl at the bottom of the deck, which is air. I was just going to give you my opinion on the owl, but it told me to go to the book. So real quick, I will read you the owl. Abundant, clairvoyant, and treasures. This owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from the east to the west. The white owl, in particular in this deck, is companion of the goddess that represents wealth, beauty, good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or a treasure is on its way, either in a spiritual or material form, with wisdom on your side. You'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your Dharma and bring abundance into the world. Trust that you are the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When you're in balance, you're generous, trusting, and secure. When out of balance, money quarrels, scarcity, I don't know that word. To bring into balance an offering. So if this is your energy, you might want to offer an apology on your end, or offering, bringing somebody, dessert, or, with my friends, once in a while, I'll go on Amazon and I'll send them each a gift, and they just get surprised when it comes in the mail, So it could be something like that going on. I feel like I'm in dire need for nail polish, but this 3 of Wands, I don't think it's patience or something's on hold. It's very sentimental energy. I do like that you have the Ace of Coin, because that's a new start, a new adventure. You already kind of took off in a certain situation. You could have outgrown it, or if it's not, you outgrown it and it is like a painful whatnot, or you feel betrayed or betrayal, either end. I just got pulled to the birds again. But see, it's like my bird's bigger, or I met her first. I met him first. It's fucking petty. It's petty is what this is from somebody else. I do have another couple here that I don't know if it's involved with you and somebody coming toward you, vice versa. They're definitely scared shitless of you, definitely intimidated by you. In this other situations, with the friends situation, friends with benefits, lovers, best friends, family members, it was the lovers that came out, but it does not mean it has to be a lover. And then I got pulled to another lover's card where she's in the mirror. It might be the Disney deck. I'll have to look, because that was the only time I really looked at the lovers as being like a reflective energy. So once again, it's like, here's these cards. Again, this is more channeling than anything, guys. It's because none of these cards are saying exactly what I'm saying. All I know is that there is a new start, a new opportunity. It could be very solid. This could be yours and you're not sharing it. I feel like I want to break up the cards before I clarify. I feel like those two are talking to each other, but I also feel like this is something from the past that already happened. But I do kind of feel like that Six of Swords should be like acclimated or something over here. Or You might have an idea, something out of the blue. I'm not trying to like add the whole friend situation in, but there is. Let me see if it is my purple deck. Who's in my way? Sheldon, is that you? Great. I have my cards right next to me though. I'm only gonna look at that one deck and see if it's that one deck. I'm almost positive it's one of these. I'm almost positive it's this deck. True Love. Oh, that's the Lovers. Okay, so I'm wrong. It's not that deck. And I don't remember it being this deck at all. I would remember that. I guess there's a possibility it's this one. If it's not, I'm going to have to look into that on my own time. What? Maybe they call the Lovers something else in this deck. Okay. I hate when I have to stop a reading and do something like this. It drives me fucking bananas. There it is, the Lovers, the pair. Okay. Yep, it's not this deck either. For some reason, this happened in the first reading too. I'm going to have to find it. I'm going to have to find it and locate it for you guys. Again, right middle finger is being activated right now. It could just be the onyx I'm wearing. I'm being told black. Tell me, how do I want to clarify the? Okay, tell me about the Ten of Swords. This could, I mean, you could have knocked somebody's ego down. And you got the Page of Swords, so it's kind of like watching you, stalking you with the Eight of Pentacles. But it's like, that's working hard. That can be teamwork, you know, teaching somebody. But now we got Dolo as if like maybe that was the dad. Okay, so now he's just working by himself. This is like teaching versus research. So I do think somebody's researching you, or stalking you, or, you know, you got the High Priestess right there at the top of the deck as well. I can already tell this energy is off. You could have got fired. Somebody betrayed you at work. It could have to do with work in the Ten of Swords. Page of Swords. It's sometimes communication, but not with that duo. I'm hearing not with that duality. So I don't know if something is off balance. Yeah, see, something, I can't tell if that's yours. You could just be doing a lot of researching. I don't know if anyone blocked you or you blocked them. But I don't have the Death card. I don't have the Tower. I don't have other cards that would tell me that. Just except for the Seven of Wands from the very first reading of the weekly read. But there's a lot of confidence there, and it just like the Empress. So I don't know if you were the Queen of Cups there and you turned your back, because that story came in too. And then I went to like another reading and another reading. There's like 4 different parts to this. Technically, this is almost like the 5th, but it's not. I don't really want it to be, but could be. It just feels like I'm not quite sure if somebody underestimated you with the Empress that was being right there. I'm being told to clean my glasses. So there must be something on a card that I'm not seeing. And I don't think cleaning them is going to... I don't know. I'm just going to grab my cloth and wipe them down. Strange. I mean, it is clearer now. I didn't realize my cards were that dirty. Holy shit. I mean, my glasses. It's almost like a fog. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition's also talking to you. Again, I'm being pulled to health. If the Eight of Pentacles is health, it'd be like improving. Say you're the Ten of Swords. With the Pentacles, you'd be improving. That could be, but this is like also something in the past. I'm not really looking at this as a pill. I did just see the Hermit there. Tell me about this Eight of Cups. Well, you're no longer looking at sorrows. You're moving forward here. See here, it's like, oh, but my dream didn't come true, or blessings from Canada. Like your blessings or your wishes or something when you were younger. It's like your dreams, But I do like this because it's like you're ready to pursue them. You're ready. I mean, you have 2 cards very prominent of saying energy is moving and you're good. It'd be nice if the Chariot was out here, because that's really a triumphant energy. But you're also carrying these energies, or these energies are attached to you, and this person's carrying these energies. Multiple people are carrying these energies right now with these transits, guys. Rest of August is going to be topsy-turvy. Maybe someone uses a hair towel. But very definitive. You might be a moon baby, or you just like night better than day. Could be rituals. Ancient Egypt, Rome is here. I can right after this, if you're still here, Lola. Guarantee you're in this read somewhere, though, because this is like part 5, and it's been hopping everywhere. You might actually even be better off going to watch the first one if you haven't yet, because it's trickling. But this is more powerful energy. This is more aggressive energy, motivational energy. You work well in the dark, for whoever this message is for, with night skies. Or it's the transits that are really like, whoa. This is like, got this, kind of manifesting, got to pick up all the sticks. And I kind of feel like this is more like, hey, I'm showing you what you can do. This is more like, this is something you should have already done. It does feel like a pause and a wait in a way, but it's not your pause nor your wait. This is your future. Something could be weighing on someone's shoulders right now. We did talk about that with the frog, just healing, cleansing. And again, I am getting this control thing. Oh, here we go. That was the exact card, which pulled me to like that type of control. And that was like, hey, you're not going to get through me. Been there, done this. I've spoken my words. Oh, and there's that Queen of Cups. I've spoken my words. And now it's like, you got to defend yourself against this energy. Now, this is either literal or something somebody else is fighting. But again, I can't help to think, but like this is either going down at work, something's being done behind your back. You also have a calmer energy that wants to come towards you that's extremely paranoid for some reason. I don't know. That feels like a strong masculine energy. It could be linked to the elk. But you intimidate them. And the Empress can be intimidating, but you guys for sure were the Empress. And even my masculine were the Empress. And then up above, it was something else. And the Queen of Cups. And then I came back and said, if the scenario changes, you're the Queen of Cups, they're the Empress. But that's in the sense of, if that was an Empress and another feminine energy arguing with, or disagreement, or whatever the case may be, traveling, you didn't agree to something, one wants to take back roads, one wants to take freaking side roads, and it could turn into a fight because there was drama. I don't see the drama on the board right now per se, or conflict, because I think you're like one-minded, one-track-minded, going in the right direction. So as of now, your energy is the Nine of Pentacles, even though you're sitting next to the Ten of Swords. So it still hurts. Something here still hurts because there was a lot of love for a certain situation. So these are important readings in regard to energy. If I'm still having you, this is going to last for at least a week or so. If I'm doing a midweek check-in, and the energy is still very similar, this could be the aftermath, or this could be a situation that hasn't occurred with you yet that catches up to you, I'd say by next Tuesday. I don't know why that was such a specific date. That was on the 19th. Can you guys tell me how to spell specific again? Say it. How you break it down for me? It was like spa. I think you did S-P-A, not spa, but spa. Oh, yes. I looked at it as spa, and then sif. I got to look at it as maybe C-diff. Okay. I work in a hospital when I say that. Specific. Spa. Specific. Am I saying that right? Specific?
What?
Specific?
Specific.
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 Specific. S-P-E.
Spit. I'm fucking you up.
Specific.
Specific. Okay.
The specific way to say it is specifically like this.
Thank you for that. He won last night and the other night in 45s. He thinks he's amazing. He grew up in Lawrence, so he laughs at me when I say we're gonna do like 4 on a flip, or some people no way would play like that. And I have all sorts of friends that play certain ways. Like if the 5 comes out first, you have to play a high card. And he's like, no. Any suit. So it's all different, and we always clarify before playing a game, but I should know better with him. Like the 4 on the flip, if you ask for 5 cards, you need a full hand. You know what I mean? The dealer gets to choose 4 on a flip so they can see what your last one is. And give them like an inkling. It gives them like a heads up. You know what I mean? And my dad's like, yeah, no, not a fucking thing. So I was just, and suspific. Okay, I got that word again. I just got pulled to this box. So I don't know if this could be your treasure box. This could be your Pandora box. I just purchased this. I thought it was neat. I'm just going to probably put like toothpicks or something in it, or my jewelry when I travel. Probably put my rings right around that, you know. Be a cute little wallet too, instead of a purse, you know. Yeah, cigarette box, whatever. It was for men and women. There was only 15, I think, of them left. It's like it was the originals. They found the originals and they just polished them up. I believe that's the one I have. And they do make them from scratch too to resemble the originals. And if like there's missing piecing on the original, like they'll print a new one. So I don't know. I mean, I could have half and half, you know, I could have a full original, but it needed a lot of work. So I'm not sure. I did pay a little extra to go for the original vintage ones. So this particular box must have been a thing in some era. I don't know which era it would have been, but it was listed under antiques and vintage. I'm always looking for stuff like that. So I am getting pulled to this box. I did ungift it in front of you, but I don't really think that has anything to do with it. Dad came down, suspect, travel. Okay. I guess I was meant to have that interference because I'm trying to zone in. Where do you want my attention? Where do you want my attention? These 2 in the middle? Any up top? Okay, so these 2 need attention. I didn't even finish with that one yet. But again, it's another card of you being like solid, moving away, looking forward to your future, you know, moving towards greener pastures. I don't even say shit like that. New opportunities. It could be an idea from the past, or you had to walk away from somebody from the past that you feel like portrayed you. Maybe they criticized you when it came to your work, or oh, sorry, I'll move the mic. Maybe they criticized you. Why are we doing that? Why? Oh, why? Oh, I can't really turn it that way. What the fuck? I just had you where I wanted you. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. It's not blocking any cards. Okay. So, oh yeah, I got sidetracked with this 7 of Wands that was very strong next to the Empress. Oh, look at these backs being turned. So you're definitely turning your back, or someone's going to turn their back on you, but you have the ability to cleanse. You are the frog right now. I did rescue those 3 little frogs that I had. I did let them go. What type of frogs were those? Leopard frogs. I do miss them. I thought about them the other day too, but there's so much work. I already have so many animals, and I just added a 100-gallon fish tank to the same room. Love you. Like, this is my office, my living room, my bedroom, everything. There's plenty of space in this 6-bedroom house, but I choose to have everything in one place. And I was thinking about that, like when I move, or if I purchase this house and go upstairs. So there could be something reality, right? Being, maybe you're a freaking realtor. I don't know, and something falls through, but you could have like stocks, you could have like investments in realty. I don't feel like I'm saying that right, but you guys know what I'm talking about, I hope. My tongue does not want to work. Realty, that's like being real, and then it's like reality or realty. I even went to the school to be a realtor. I failed the first test. I never went back and took it. I should have, but I didn't, because I really just didn't see myself doing that full time. Yeah, you can bank money, and I do like stuff like that, and I do feel like I have the personality, and I do feel like I can talk to people, calm energies, cleanse houses. Like, I'd probably be good at it, to be honest with you, but that's something I would have to do on the side. So maybe you're looking for like a side job here, guys. That's pulling me to my notebook. So aside, I'm sorry for these interruptions, but they matter. I still got to get over here. Blue, purple, hat felt, July 25th. Comic-Con, that was July 24th, 27th, 888. Nails, earrings. I almost did the earrings, but look at the nails. And I just felt like I wanted polish on for some reason. Cocky energy, travel. That was also hit. This is travel too. Not like huge travel, but travel. Is that it? That's it. I thought I had more than that. So, Lovers, 1, looking in the mirror. Oh, that's a reminder again for me to find that card. That must be the deck I need for you guys. And I am not quite sure where it is. But what did I just say that I wanted to write down? Or they said, where's the book, so I could write it down? If anybody remembers exactly what I said before I grabbed the book, because it told me to grab the book. But there was a word I wanted to write down, but now I can't remember. This could be a respect thing. Absolutely. Lack of respect. You turning your back. I think it's going to be you guys turning your back, to be quite honest. And I really don't think this is a lover like that. It could be a soulmate, your best friend, guys, in the entire world. And it's an argument, but it's a big argument. And I'm just using examples, and I learn as I go. Like when my dad was telling stories, my mom's like, he always associate things with stories. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm just like him. I that's how I kind of live when it comes to like my own advice. I wish I took my own advice more than I actually do. So that could be everything out of my mouth is a message for you guys. Okay. And it's meant to like have like a little pause here and a little chat before we get to that, because I can see the confidence. I can see that. I'm telling you, this is not worse at night if you want to tell yourself that. Or maybe you have a hard time at night with dreams, this and that, like you dread nighttime, but you don't have to. Like, unaware, pronounce to your unknown, pronounce to the unknown, what's that word mean? Okay, why is spirit using me have words I don't even fucking know how to say? Pronounce, how would you use pronounce to you? Like, pronounce, little do you know. It's 11:11. No, that said that's pronounce. What word am I trying to say, guys? Pronounce? No. Burnout? Is it a B? Burnout? I don't know what they're trying to say here. I'm getting pulled the bacteria. Yep. Health again. But no, I don't know what word I'm trying to use. But again, with that Lovers card, I felt that shit right off the rip. That it wasn't just like lovers. You do have a lover in the background, an ex or something, but this is either like a coworker, a friend, a best friend, a family member, an acquaintance. Something is going down here. But I also feel like your focus here is still the Nine of Pentacles. That's the minor arcana for the Empress. If you ask me, if you're not the Empress and you were the Queen of Cups, depending on who you were in the beginning of these reads, you being the Queen of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles, absolutely magnificent. Like that energy is beautiful. The Empress is grown, and so isn't the Queen of Cups, but the Empress is more in control, but not like cocky in the need to control. You know, it's just sitting in your chair and, you know, loving life. And she's more grounded in the sense, she's just as grounded, but the Empress is more grounded in the sense of, you know, stability, thoughts, structure, religion, that type of stuff. This one is like everyday confidence. Like you have this confidence, but I don't know if somebody put you in a weird position, or you're like, hey, do I go to my boss? Because that's the Emperor, you know, do I go to my boss? Because there is something with work here too. And again, if it's health, it seems like you're getting a little better. I'm not really looking at that as a pill, but I'm being drawn to it. So you might have an addict here, some type of addict, or there's a new drug, a new pill that's helping somebody that wasn't available years ago with the Six of Cups, you know, and you thought like there wouldn't be a cure, walking away, Eight of Cups, and then, hey, there's something, you know. So it's something here is you turned your back because there was betrayal. And like my dad, I'm the same way. I teach from examples, learn from examples, and I did get in an argument with one of my best friends this week, and I did turn my back, and I'm not doing, you know, a control thing. Been there, done that. I've told you my beliefs. I told you certain ways. You're not going to turn around and try to control what I say, how I say it, yada, yada, yada. You know, like it's just, it's not a thing. Like people right now are really on the high horses, guys. Lots of egos being projected right now too, even if it's not anything to do with a friendship or this and that, and it's a coworker or a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, you know what I mean? It's just, it's very whatever this is unfortunate, because you had big feelings for somebody. Again, this doesn't have to be a new person, it doesn't have to be romantic. In the previous reads, it did talk about a new person because the Ace of Cups was with it as well. But with the Three of Hearts, it's almost like you got one chamber left. And again, Seven of Wands. So if you guys haven't seen the first video to this, you're probably going to want to. Well, I think I've mentioned it enough, but there could be like little innuendos in those readings that I don't remember. Tell me about this story in the middle. Three of Wands, Six of Swords, moving forward. That High Priestess really wanted to come out. There's that fucking Empress, but now she's going to go like that because she came out that way. And that was the Empress card that we've just been talking about her. So they turned their back on you. They disrespected you. Yeah, see, there's some type of lie or manipulation here. Very indecisive. in regards to something. But like, see how the storm, but I almost feel like this woman has the power to calm the energy, to calm the water. I mean, we're 70% water. Earth is 70% earth. You know, so talk to water. Yeah, see, somebody thought they could be sneaky. You got temperance. That's not, I think that's healing. You're trying to heal from a situation. Like whoever just hurt you, or the energy that's going to come back up in someone who did hurt you, you're definitely going to turn your back to a situation, because if you don't focus on you moving forward in your future, you know, I guess I'll look at it as you're just wasting time, because you have this energy. You're probably in the midst of a deep cleansing right now with these transits anyways. I'm hearing anywho. Which is my word that somebody else snagged. We all know. But she asked, and I said, yeah. I just didn't think it would eventually feel like a snag. Same with Jen, the other reader. So I don't know if you're getting like conflicted messages over here. I'm certainly not too keen on the Seven of Swords being here, and that briefly came out. Yeah, I've been saying it for decades too. But some people hear it and they're like, huh? You know, it's not a word I made up, but my word in the sense that I used it. What is the Seven of Swords? It's not out yet, but it's almost like somebody who intentionally tried to trick you or thought they had one on you, boy or girl with a snake. Heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Yeah, see, so somebody knows here that they fucked up, but again, they could have been in that very controlling energy we were just trying to talk about, because somebody feels like they trump someone else, and it's just like, why the fuck would you ever think or treat a friend like that and think it's okay for 1 second? It's just not. And this could be something, I feel like it's more work related than, you know, you questioning, but I think you're a lot smarter than this person gave you fucking credit for. And this doesn't feel like an ex. It could be like an ex best friend, or, you know, paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness with the Seven of Swords. Photograph. Missing you, making memories. So somebody had a lot of fun with you, and you ask me, because of the deception and lies that are being told between multiple people. Okay, so there's multiple people being told different stories here, guys. Somebody is probably making you look like the stupid one. But you guys had like a blast together. So somebody here with these memories are going to be like, oh shit, like somebody turned their back on me and they didn't expect it. So you do have somebody here, a friend, a lover, somebody that wants to return, a coworker. But to me, it's like you're minding your business over here, which is good. Can I have some more info? 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups. So that's like an offering. The owl does offerings too. Again, like my friends, sometimes I'll randomly go on Amazon and mail them like a little trinket every once in a while, like a little treasure. Jewelry, that type of stuff. I've always done that for years and years. I'm very thoughtful like that. I see something, I pick it up. So for some of you, it is a friendship. It is who you hang out with, you know, and you chose to separate. certain situations. I'm not the one that usually says, "Hey, does this resonate?" But is this making sense to you guys? Because it feels like a new situation, a new argument, a new conflict that's already taken place within the last week or two. And again, devil at the deck, it could be fearful energy. But to me, this is a lesson as well. And that came in the other reading too. Like this is something where this is bigger. I can feel it. It's bigger than just an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend. This is somebody you really loved or cared about. A good friend, a great coworker. You know, maybe they wanted that position. They took the opportunity. They took your idea. You know, it's just there's so many different energies here, but I just feel like me personally, the situation I got put into was humiliating, and it's the second time that it's happened. And that right there is 10 of Swords for me, because friends don't do things like that. You know, like there's a control thing. Somebody wants to trump somebody else, but your energy already trumps theirs. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So this is like a friendship thing, a family thing. This could be children, you know, testing you, you know, seeing what they can get away with or how they talk to you. Or it does, you know, but it's like here you got all the research. Hi, Moses. You have this is research, information, health, teaching, school. It's something like that, because I didn't expect that was like a tower for me. It was, I forgave the first one, and then for it to happen again with a separate set of friends.
Mom swears she can hear your freaking up thing ringing.
My phone?
The fucking alarm. I don't fuck the smoke alarm.
I put it outside.
Driving me. Is it still ringing out?
No, it wasn't. Be careful for fire once again. Smoke. Ventilation. Oh, it is beeping. My mom was right. I don't know why it's smoking outside. It's outside, buddy.
What?
The alarm is outside. Will you plug that fan in for me, please? Yeah, I heard it when you opened the door. I don't know why it kept doing that.
But you didn't reset it. That's a reset button.
I thought I did.
Where's the spot? Because it's going back.
Right
you can't
there.
leave this thing fucking disconnected.
No, it wouldn't stop. I would never. The stool's right there, yeah.
Get my truck loaded.
Okay.
In the morning. Ah, fuck me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I fucking hand grips. Everything fucking works. I fucking have it. Yeah, that button in the middle.
Yeah.
You push it in and you hold it
Yeah.
until it stops ringing.
Okay.
You can't let go of it. You got to hold that button in.
Yeah.
That's the reset button.
Okay.
You know, almost driving me fucking crazy.
Yeah. Are you in the bathroom? When you're done, can I be helpful and grab a strap, please? guys. He's still in the bathroom. I gotta wash my hands. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to load the truck by myself. And I have like 20 bottles of like, oh, I hate saying that the way it's coming out lately. For the fish tanks, the 4-gallon things of water, like a Poland Spring, like if you had a bubbler at work or at the house. So I had like 18 of those because I always start the tanks with spring water. All right, so I took that break with the dump, right? Break, dump, after dad, and then back at 122. 122. And then mom's upstairs, irritated. She took a shower without me. I said, just text me. I didn't know she was like in a rush to take a shower. She's like, I was just hot and miserable. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's allowed. So I think she's, just home from the hospital and, dad's outside doing things. I'm downstairs doing things. I was like, I really haven't been on YouTube in like weeks, months. I got to get this schedule going. All these messages are yours. Please also watch out for fire. I'm not seeing anything being lit, but this could be, you could just be dealing with somebody. They don't even have to be a fire sign. They could be, just in their fire, like hot-headed with the elk over here, which is like the emperor, right? So then you have the Empress's back turned here when it comes to certain things, friendships, parties, groups of friends. And again, this is the second time someone has humiliated me in front of 2 groups of friends, new friends, new groups that I absolutely loved. And I still do, but there's a control factor, and I don't think he or she, in my experience, realizes how much this person thinks they have control over other people, and to me, it blows my mind. And this time I had no choice but to kind of, stand up for me, my beliefs, You don't get to tell me who I get to talk to, who I can't, how to talk to somebody, what to say, not to say. No. Nope. Not a fucking thing. And it's kind of hard to be friends with me, guys. Like, I'm great. Once I'm a best friend, I'm best friend of people for sure. You know, but like, new people's hard for me, but I actually got along with everybody on certain weekends, which is great. But I'm a lot of work, guys, in the sense of when it comes to my spirituality and my beliefs and my morals. You're not going to dance around certain things. And if I have to tell you numerous times on this is how I think or this is how I process or yada, 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 like, I'm not saying it to waste my time. I'm saying it for you to understand me, and I want to make sure that's clear. So to have another situation happen like that, and for him or her not to realize that not a good situation, right? That's on him or her to, whatever. This doesn't look like an apology, forgiveness. I do think you do have a soulmate or somebody else coming in. Could it be that person? Maybe. But to me, your back is turned. Or this person also, let me ask Spirit. Okay, so we're not the Empress. We're the Nine of Pentacles. As you move forward as the Nine of Pentacles, this might be where a soulmate or something comes in, like, and there's like an ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-husband, ex-something, ex whatever, friends of benefits, lovers. It's they're kind of reminiscing, but I feel like the thing they're thinking of is like, you're very strong, you're very confident, you don't need them, you move forward. And this could be with the scenario like I was just explaining. Like, again, I never thought I would be in that situation. Owls, mouse is underneath. That's a good combination, though. See, I looked up and 16 people. At one point, there was like 40 something. This is where people get off of the channel or bounce off because there could be a distraction, or I have to do something, or I explain a story differently. Like, Spirit is totally okay with those people coming in and out, I guess. There's, a reason for that. And I want to say I said that in the last reading. I thought about it and didn't say it. I already filled the truck. We just plug the fan in, make sure
plugged in.
Thank you.
I plugged it in.
Yeah, thank you.
Point thing out here.
Perfect.
But it's plugged in.
That's all right. Thank you.
Okay.
I think this Empress, now that she's reversed, see, I got sidetracked again. Yeah, people, like I said, I can be hard to be friends with, and then the things dipped. But I'm a great friend. I'm a best friend. I'm like the best friend you can have, to be honest with you. But working through certain things when it comes to my beliefs and spirituality and how I'm being treated, you better believe I'm going to make a fuss. So there was something toxic. I think this could be somebody fearing you because the devil again, but clearly if you feel betrayed and hurt, it's a loss. It's somebody, a friend from the past with the Six of Cups. It's an older friend. It's not about the time you spend with people, guys, that makes you their best friends, I'm hearing a timetable. It doesn't work like that. I don't care if you've known someone for 10 years, 6 days. when you connect, you connect. Just because you've known that person for 10 years doesn't mean eventually they won't be out of your life, or it just means you'll have a new group member and everybody, a good friend, a new friend, and everybody gets along, but like here, my own personal situation, and I hate to even bring it up, but I mean, this is so true, guys. We've been talking about friendships for years now, and I couldn't believe, like, in my mid-40s, I'm still dealing with this fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. And who's to say him or her wasn't the catalyst for me meeting these people, because they're supposed to be in my life. But you think because you know them longer, they're loyal to you? This isn't fucking about loyalty. He or she should have been loyal to me and respectful to me, because I know for a fact when he or she gets angry, they do run their mouths and they do vent, because I've caught her in situations. Okay, so we're done with her and he. Caught her in certain situations, and it sucks that she's in this reading, but this is what I do, and I'm hoping, at some point we can rekindle the friendship, but not until some time has gone by, because until this individual figures it out, and I'm not saying that I wasn't in the wrong or she's in, completely wrong, but it's my situation, how she treated me trumps the underlining factor, but she'll never want to see it like that, so it will take some time. Or, it can be recognized like right away. But to me, this isn't you, is what Spirit's saying. So this is the other person, and they turned their back on you as if they trump your energy, because before they were in your face looking right at you in the very first read, and now their back is turned, and this whole reading is about having your back turned, and somebody just thinks they trump somebody else, and it's not the fucking case, guys. It's just life. It doesn't work like that, and I shouldn't have to explain to my friends such a serious situation, and then they go and do it again without realizing they did it, because it's almost something I provoked, but I didn't provoke it. I asked somebody not to say something, which is in the new friend group, and they said something to her, caused the fight between me and her. See what I'm getting? Opposite sex there. Like, so there's like territorial shit like going on, and you don't have time for that shit. But at the same time, it's like they turned their back on you. Like, I have enough friends. I'm good. I got people to go out to dinner with. I got people to take walk with. I got people to go out on the town with. I got people to travel with. They think they're good, right? But my friendship is more solid than any of these other people. And that's a fact. But if somebody wants to look at it as I'm a hassle because of, things that I go through spiritually, then I definitely do not need that person in my life. And that's how strong I feel about friendships. And mind you, I wanted to tell you a friendship story that happened just previously to a certain situation as well, where right before we went away for the weekend, I just had that conversation with the same individual, and actually got a little bent out of shape because I was drinking. I think I started crying because I sent a message to somebody else, and she was like, why did you do that? Like, but I didn't know two people were like arguing. I didn't have the whole story. It's people I had just met, but I was excited to hang out with again. And she's like, well, look at it as like, well, what if this one thinks you're reaching out to her boyfriend or this and that? And I'm like, but I'm not that person, and she's like, I know you're not that person, but other people, are still like that. And I'm like, oh my God, we still have adults my fucking age that still get upset when other people message other people if they have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, when I thought we were all friends. Like, it's so fucking crazy to me that I'm now experiencing this again. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous to me and aggravating and frustrating, because my own reasons, but let's just say that, needless to say, it's a very frustrating situation, whether this is a lover or a friend, because they think they're good turning their back on you. And I think they thought you weren't going to turn their back on them, but you did. You challenged them. And to me, I don't think you look at it as a challenge. I think you looked at it as, I'm just standing my ground here, you know, which I think is great. And somebody else, this is somebody else's lesson here. And it could have been your lesson too, to leave this energy be. Because some people with best friends, oh, I don't want to fight, or I don't want to say that again. But I mean, yeah, I was being triggered in the midst of all, like stuff going on in my life. Not to mention, I text people, right? And sometimes stories, like that's how I get my emotions out. That's the person I am. I'm better writing than I am talking. I can also do both, obviously, very well. But this particular friend is always like, I'm not reading that. You can call me like an adult. I'm like, are you really going to treat me like a fucking child right now and belittle me? Like, and then to top it off, humiliate me. So I blocked one of the new people, and I told her I blocked it, and she's like, here we go again. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I just had this whole conversation with you crying before the weekend even started, you know, about I don't want friends like that where I have to wonder if they think I'm trying to fucking hit on somebody else, or is she just friendly? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, nothing needed even to, it's just, I just don't think this person knows the extent of what they've done. And for me to feel humiliated will make me turn my back. And maybe this is her watching me right now and she's at work. I don't fucking know. And I love her to death, and I hope one day we can be friends again. But don't think I'm not going to use this example, because my whole time on YouTube, I've been using examples of my experiences and other people's experiences to share with you, to figure out certain reads as well. And it's true. I'm always calling out myself sometimes. That's what tarot readers do sometimes. The real ones will call themselves out, you know, because this is how we grow. This is how we evolve. But you know where I stand in my beliefs, and nothing's going to get in my way of my beliefs, or me just, you know, standing up for myself with the 7 of Wands. Now, I'm fucking 48 years old. I don't deserve to be humiliated twice or talked about. And, you know, it's just like that person, I knew her in front of other people, and it was like, oh, here we go again. So I know that they're running their little mouths and flopping their little mouths while they're out and about, you know, because they're going to be like, what's that all about? The chances of her saying, oh, nothing would be slim to fucking nothing. Get what I'm saying? So it's like these people only know, both of these people that I thought I became good friends with, only know her side because she's known them fucking longer. Get the fuck out of here. And then she had the nerve to tell me that he probably didn't even care that you blocked him. And I'm like, did you just fucking say that to me? You don't think he cares? Because that group of friends fucking loves me. Maybe that's your problem. Maybe you don't like that the attention's on me and not on you. I don't know. I'm not going to assume. Typically, she's not insecure, you know, so I don't want to make assumptions, and I don't think you guys should either on why it happened. But a good friend is not going to say something like kick you when you're down already and talk to you like that, you know, and then to do it in front of other people, it's humiliating because it's not who I am. And I thought about reaching out to all the other ones. I already have it written in my own messages. Every night I think about, do I send it or do I not? And to be honest with you, I think I'm at the point where I want to send it, because this is not the first time she's done it. And I want them to know, not just my side, who I am as a human being. I didn't mention her in there. When I talked about other things, you know, I wrote, not in regards to so-and-so, you know, just prime examples. Because I don't want to lose their friendships. And I do feel like that was the weekend, one of the bikers' weekends that I went to. And I felt like it was like deja vu, past lives. And everybody knows everybody. And that's really how it went down. We do know everybody. One of these kids, my same exact age, went to John Breen School. We both lived on the same street in Lawrence, both the same age, you know. My Mike is one of his best friends, and Mike used to talk about this person all the time, but I didn't realize it was that person. He knows a couple of them with the same name, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So I think that's what is going on here underneath in somebody else's world, if that makes sense, whether at work or another person. You link to this person, whatever it is a link. Okay. Saturn and Jupiter are both being activated on my hands right now. But again, like, the karmic shit has to go. Like, if someone's not supposed to be in your life, they go. You know, it's not just like, oh, transits. Like, these transits are no fucking joke. We're supposed to be evolving here, right? Not staying in the same place. So if I didn't stand my ground once again, and I'm not standing my ground like waiting for an apology. I'm standing my ground in the sense of, I walked away. I'm not going to think about it because there's nothing petty here for me. I already got hurt and humiliated, you know? So I'm not going to, because it's a best friend. And mind you, I only have like less than 5 best friends, and my circle is small, just the way I love it. And it does suck when that, you know, friend group gets small. Well, it doesn't really suck for me. You know, the part that sucks is that someone you loved hurt you and doesn't want to see it any other way but their own. And if you're anything like me, and if this hasn't happened to you yet, I really truly think it is going to happen. And you're still the 9 of Pentacles. So, because in the first story, the first weekly energy, you were the Empress, and then it had me switch it like in a different situation. So it came out again like in that situation. So they're the Empress because they think they can have some type of control or seniority over you. Because again, I'm getting pulled to those birds. It's the same thing in the other reads, right? You know, it's like one person thinks they can trump another energy, and it's like battle of the fittest. Like, I don't know what that's about, but that's what I just heard. You know, so yeah, not okay to walk over your friends and to talk shit because you're angry and you want to vent. So you make somebody else, you know, you decide to point out my flaws according to how you think those are my flaws. But some of my flaws, according to me, are not flaws. They're values. There's a big difference there. And when somebody can't see value in somebody, you let it go. And unfortunately, I think you're going to be found in this situation if you haven't already. But to me, you're still secure. You're good. You're doing your thing. You could be researching, doing your thing, looking up things. You turn your back to this 10 of Swords. There's no point. You know, you're moving forward. You're thinking about your tomorrow, your future. Or maybe it's like everything feels on pause and it feels like everything's crashing. Everybody's going to experience that energy too, because we also had the full moon at the same time in these transits all week. They change every day, but we've had some big changes, you know, and it's like, you're good. You have an idea. You're going right towards it. It's not that you don't feel this pain, but it's like, if you're anything like me in the last couple of years dealing with friendships, it's fucking mind-blowing who has your back and who doesn't. Never thought I would have had to learn such a late lesson in life, you know, and I've gotten rid of a few friends that, you know, wholeheartedly loved with all my heart, but I had to do what was best for me. So, you know, she also has her side of the story, but what she's not picking up on is the main problem, which is this, but she thinks it's something else. This is the issue. How I was treated is the issue. But in her head, it's about what the bottom line is for her. So she's not going to look at where I'm standing right now because she thinks she's in the right. And last time I had a major heart-to-heart with her, I said, like, I'm not doing this again. Like, my friends are my world, they're my everything. Not to mention, I just cried, weeks earlier about, like, friendships. I don't want friendships with people if I got to worry about if somebody else is going to be upset that I hit their boyfriend up or girlfriend. Like, that's not real life to me, guys. I don't live in the fucking Matrix. That shit is so fucking stupid to me. And if you're in a situation where you feel like you have to do that or you feel that way, then your relationship is not as great as you think it is. And maybe that's where those two have to take a certain initiative to fix things. That's not on me. That's not on anybody else. There's always catalysts in every single fucking situation, guys, right? So I'm not saying that she's wrong for the way she thinks right now. The part that's wrong to me is that she'll blatantly tell me, I'm not reading this. I've told you this before, Courtney. That's not how I do things. That's not how I communicate. You got to communicate with words. But you know what? If somebody's jealous ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, or if she was to write a whole fucking story, should read that shit. But when it comes to her own best friend, she wants to blatantly tell me I'm not reading that, because to her, adults get on the phone. Not everybody is comfortable like that. And again, yes, I can be comfortable like that, but she gets me to a point where it's like antagonizing, where I forget like what I'm going to say or this and that. And she'll be like, well, you're bringing up the same thing. And I am. I'm bringing up the same thing because that's what you're not picking up on. You get what I'm saying? So it is a shitty situation. Absolutely love it to death. But some of her good friends and other friend groups that she introduced me to, at this point, I'm now just embarrassed. Because they see her way, and she's already shit-talked me about the drama to other people, so they look at me a certain way. That's not fair. They don't know me as a person. And I'm tired of being like, I don't care, I'll just walk away from it. But then when I walk away from it, she gets all bent out of shape. So it's not a win-win here. Maybe she thinks this is a win-win for her. And it'd probably be beneficial for her to watch this reading, so she has a little more fucking understanding. But again, that's for her to figure out. And I fucking love her to death. And I'm sure we'll be friends again. It's just right now, until she really understands what I'm trying to say and how she's made me feel in these situations, it's not worth having friends like that in your life, guys. Not when you're trying to get places and you're going through things, it's just stuff like that. Again, this could be family, guys, best friends, family, exes, current energy that you're with, especially with Mercury, even though we're going direct. Some people don't say things, and then when they come to say things, it doesn't come out right because they're nervous, or you intimidate them. Because I did get a whole side note of like a friends with benefits or an ex, somebody kind of is intimidated. The whole friend thing with me, she's not intimidated by me, but she definitely fucking underestimated me and my values. You'd just point blank. I would never do that to her, anybody. I don't give a shit. And then you want to get fucking nasty and tell me he probably doesn't care anyway. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Why do people not fucking think? And it's like the whole 2 weeks ago when I was crying, like I can't relate to people like that. That's like fake friends to me, or I got to cater to this friend or that friend. Like, no. And she's like, well, you got to look at it. Other people just don't see life like you do. And then she's like, I do agree with you. And then I'm thinking to myself, if you agreed with me, why didn't you just tell me in the beginning you agreed with me and went about it a different way, so you didn't make me look like an asshole? Because she made me look like an asshole there too. Like, what the fuck, Courtney? But you know what I mean? And I'm just like, what? And it's like, because I don't want friends in my life. Well, I got to worry about hitting up somebody else because they have a boyfriend or he has a girlfriend. Like, that's friends. Like, come on. That's not real life, guys. If you're friends, you're friends. So just keep taking care of yourself. You know, this was happening to me all around like 8/8 portal, and I get so upset right around this time every year when it comes like that, because I feel like, oh, I should have spent more time doing that, or I wish I was more like in the manipulation mode. Maybe somebody you goes, I need to be in that 5 of Swords, like to like a win, but not like a win like haha win, not revengeful, because there's nothing here like revengeful. I'm not picking up on that energy. It's just this person who turned their back on you, but I think you turned their back first. It doesn't matter, however it goes. A friend, a companion, family member, ex. You're standing. The 9 of Pentacles doesn't stand near the 10 of Swords. She can and be like, all right, that's it, I'm picking myself up. But I don't think that's what it was, because this is like, again, a continuation of the weekly read. And I didn't want to bring up either of those situations, but now I realize why we got like part 1, part 2. Like, it makes sense now, because this is major. This isn't just like a little argument. This is about your morals. This is your values. This is who you are. And it matters. And you will easily turn your back and not look back at the pain or how much love you have for somebody. You know, I was married for how long? And, you know, people say, you know, love is enough. And love is not enough. It has nothing to do with timing either. It has to do with your connection, your bond, mutual respect. She thinks I'm disrespecting her by something I said, but she just, get what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't understand how disrespectful she's treated me in the last few months when it comes to different groups of friends. And I told her, if we ever fix this friendship, I never want to meet any of your friends again, ever. Because for some reason, she trumps me when it comes to her friends. I've introduced my friends to her, and she's made best friends with some of them. Right? I never thought for 1 second, like, my relationship is more important because I knew them longer, or I know more. When you connect with somebody, you fucking connect with somebody. It has nothing to do with fucking time. It has to do with your fucking morals and how you treat friends. So again, with that 5 of Wands, it could have been jealousy too. You know, I've been in situations like that before too, where I'm fighting with other people, and then she's going to see my ex-friends, and we were already fighting. And I remember saying, yeah, go have fun with my ex-friends. Like, I did feel a certain sort of way, you know, not betrayal, but I did feel a certain sort of way. It didn't make me fucking comfortable or anything, you know, but not a jealousy thing. So let's see what else I can get out of this. Tell me about the 6 of Cups, please. And we have the 5 of Wands, which is that, you know, conflict. It's the battling. But this is getting worse. Here, it's just kind of like arguing. Here, it's like a whole fucking fight breaks out. And if it's not a fight, it's jealousy. It has to do with something from the past. You can have an ex here that doesn't want somebody to have a new start. This could be the new energy that's coming in. I'm just not positive. I am hearing father figure. So again, the elk. So it could be an emperor. Because you do have an empress and an emperor in multiple 3s, guys. So it could have been a third party situation at one point, and now this energy wants to come back, or they're not going to come back, and you were hoping they would come back, but they're not, because it would cause too much drama, or this is somebody like they would have to address the elephant in the room. But at the same time, not willing to do that, because everybody thinks they win here. And what happens here is that everybody gets hurt. Nobody fucking wins in this situation. It's just like the 5 of Swords. If you think about it, it still represents change, trial and error, trial and tribute. You know, so there is conflict on a new start and how to ground it. whatever it is, it's a commitment. And me personally, I think you should keep just doing what it is you're doing, because I don't think this person is going to realize overnight. I think the other energies are caught up in, summertime is what I'm getting. Caught up in, the nice weather and other friends, and, winter is when things slow down, so maybe over winter you have this energy coming back towards you. I don't know, because right now it's like partying, a third party. Again, it's a soulmate. And again, here's the devil at the bottom of the deck again. So it's like it doesn't want to come out. And there's those 5 of Cups. Someone staring at these, not realizing there's 2 full there. But to me, you've already changed that with the 8 of Cups. Because now you're moving forward. And the devil's back. So you might need some of you might want to address it. See, the moon is here too. And the 7 of Swords made an appearance too, just like it did in the last one. It didn't come out of the deck, but it made an appearance for me to notice it, right? So it could have a lot to do with these transits, or I'm telling you, you work really good with night energy. You have options. You can get out there, pick and choose, put it out there. Yeah, see, this is good energy. Again, the devil, your back is turned. You're not dealing with the 5 of Cups or dwelling on pain. Yeah, see, this is cockiness with the 6 of Swords. This is ego. This is control. This is somebody thinks they win. And like I said, nobody wins in the 5 of Swords situation. Nobody. And then you have the 10 of Cups, but that's not a win. Unless you turn your back and there's somebody in your life right now that's like this, and this is where your focus goes. And then a King of Cups comes in. It could be the new person. High Priestess, she got her back turned too. So again, it could be a new person and they're just fearful to come at you. Or it's a new person as karmic. And if it's not a new person, it's like karmic, like back needs to be turned. You don't need to explain why. And it's like I could never get on the phone with her and explain all that like that. Like I like to have those conversations in person, but I had already had this one conversation with her, and then it happened again. So but the same thing happened again with me saying something. So she feels like she's in the right as well. To me, I just want to be treated with respect. And these weren't like huge things, like massive secrets. It's just something that slipped because I didn't know. Like, hey, you tell me everything, and you seem to tell this person everything, so I just assumed that they knew. So it's like I shouldn't assume either, and I mentioned that here as well. So there is something here that has to do with assumption, your end or their end. So just try not to assume. Okay, this just is like a current situation. There is something very cleansing here. And it could be because you turned your back in a certain situation, work, family, friends, because they weren't respecting your values or your morals. It's kind of the same thing, but they're different. But the same concept, right? And you carry a lot of wisdom here. So it's like regenerating, especially with the 9 of Pentacles. Head into the dump.
I am. Have Caden wrap up that tent that you threw in a big pile on the side today. I mean, like, before I get back. Okay? It's brand new. You can fucking ruin it. Okay, so have him do that. I saw you load the truck and not him.
He was in the bathroom.
Excuses.
Well, I didn't want to wait 20 minutes for him to get out of the bathroom. Okay. So currently you can tell my dad's aggravated, but not even with me. I could tell in his voice, like there's certain things he didn't even want to say, but because he's aggravated in different parts of his life right now, going through a lot, it's kind of like giving me like the repercussions, or not the repercussions, but coming my way, but not like it used to come my way, He just likes to feel like he's in control. So again, but he's not in control. Nobody has control over a situation here. We have control over ourselves, our mind, our concept, our bodies, our values, our health. That's what we have control over. Mind power is the strongest thing we have, but it's just been corrupted and taken, you know. But I'm going to fix that too. So maybe, you know, some people think like you just take little breaks. I've had that conversation with you guys before too, like till certain people came into my life, that one group of friends, you know, like I don't take break from friends. Like to me, it's not a thing, but when everybody's so close and knows everybody's business, I get why people would then have to take breaks. I've never had a dynamic like that, you know. One person wants to get nasty and turn their back, all they have to do is say this one said this one, that one said that one, yada yada. I had a major blowout with, you guys probably know who, and I never told you why, you know, because I have, when it comes to my own shit, you know, it's, you guys probably all assume it's one person in particular, but I assure you, you could very much be wrong there, you know. You know, a friend that, you know, has never been on my YouTube for certain reasons, you know. So again, careful with assumptions here. I'm sure me and this individual will be fine at some point. But I also think it's going to be, you know, later down the road. Like I said, maybe in the winter, maybe, you know, I don't know. You know, possibly before that. I really don't know. But I don't see any other individuals here yet, like reflecting on how someone treated you, unless it was an actual lover. If this was been platonic the whole time, and it's one of those type of soulmate situations, this one is also turning their back on you because they think they're in the right. And when some people are like that and they have this whole control thing, you know, they don't realize that they're trying to control things. Just because you like to get on the phone doesn't mean you get to treat me like a child and blatantly ignore my text messages because you don't like the way I express. I'm one of your best friends. Like, the fuck? So you might be pretty shocked on how something goes here. And then I feel like there's another big situation coming in for you. It's just not showing its face yet. It's telling me you're making the right moves to get to where you need to get to, which I think is fucking great. You're carrying a lot of wisdom. You're carrying a lot of, I'm hearing prestigious energy, morals, values. She's all about integrity, morals. You know, and that to me is so detrimental in certain situations. I mean, it is. And now I feel like these two cards separated. I don't know when that just happened. But to me, you separated yourself from a certain situation. Maybe you're just more focused on work, or your focus is on other things. That word focus has been coming in lately. But it's like different things. It's like there was a meme with focus that I saved, but there was something else to focus too, and I just can't remember what it was. I could have sworn I screenshotted it. Let me just briefly look. I think I probably sent it via Messenger. Yeah, because there's the birds again. I will look at one Messenger. See if I sent it to them. Yeah, focus.
The next time someone upsets you, just tell them to focus. Fuck off, because you're stupid. The next time someone upsets you, just tell them to focus. Fuck off, because you're stupid. The next time someone upsets you.
And then I have this one that I wanted to share with you real quick that I thought was awesome because I'm from
War Sister. No, it's
East
Worcester.
Coast.
Skid 28. It's Situate. Leo Minster. Leominster. Clearly. Gloucester. It's Gloucester. Billerica. It's Bill Ricka. Not to be such an Athel. You mean Athel. Worcester. No, it's Worcester.
Because Mia came home and said like Worcester or something like that. And I'm like, it's Worcester. She's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, just don't make that mistake again. We were laughing. I want advice when it comes to this owl. Because I think it's you and it's a message for you. Could have something to do with like the East End, East Coast, West Coast territories. There is travel here. You could be astro traveling, and it says, yeah, not the right time. So again, but we also have divorce. So this could be the newer energy that's attempting to possibly come towards you, and they're intimidated or nervous. Maybe someone doesn't like that you can read them, their energy, because this is telling me there's obviously psychics on the board and mediums. Too many, coincidences not to be coincidental. Like somebody who doesn't believe in like coincidence, or they believe in it, but they just have the wrong definition of, they have the stereotypical definition of the typical word itself. So this could be just, a friend in general. And I think Amazon's here. Oh, it's next door. I'm going to shut the other window now so the AC can kick in. So again, someone might send you a gift. It's like their way of apologizing, possibly. But as of right now, somebody does not want to see it your way, and your way has to do with your morals and your values. So it's not about a right or a wrong here. It's your beliefs and how a situation made you feel, and humiliated, almost like belittled. Like, I never thought my best friends would ever make me feel like that, because that's not how it goes. And then she had the nerve to say something like, I'm only telling you this so you grow, so you can grow from it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now you want to trump me when it comes to spirituality? Right then, you're cut off. You want to test me? We all know how powerful my belief is. And doesn't matter how much fucking love there is. If you're important to me, but you're a friend, or you're this, I'll cut you off. I'd cut off family members like this too, because that's what's best to do. So that could be why the lessons are here, guys, because somebody didn't well with their family, whether it's an ex-wife or an ex-husband, like, the family, like, it would cause too much chaos. This is somebody who doesn't want to address the elephant in the room. But like, fuck, it's like the elephant's been there for how fucking long, So I can see this being as the new energy coming in, but the same energy as this right here. See, it's not an ex-lover. This is a friend situation. And now is not really the time to have any type of conversation. It is time for you to just kind of turn your back and do what you got to do, because, you know, they might think you're full of drama, and you're not full of drama. You're completely stable right now, in the sense when it comes to this other person, at least with your energy, you are, you know. And I never come on YouTube and call out friends like this. You know, some people like to say like, oh, they go in and call out your friends, but it's lies and bullshit. And that's somebody we don't give a fuck about. And that's a story that we know has to do with my past and my kid's father. You know, telling other friends that I talk shit about. I'm like, get over yourself. I don't take down fucking videos. You don't hear me talking shit about my fucking friends. When I talk about situations like this, I have respect for all my friends, even if they're currently not my friend. I'm not an awful fucking person. I'm not a rotten human being. I'm a good fucking human. I'm not disrespecting her by telling this story. I'm telling you, regardless of the length of time you've known somebody in this situation, this can just continue on in your life until somebody realizes something, because they think they're the empress and the emperor. They think they're superior over the queens or the kings or the princesses and the princes. You know, you're not superior over spirit. And that's really how I look at things at the end of the day. And I am hoping one day we do rekindle, but right now it's not time, because we have plans next weekend or plans the weekend after. Like, no. You know, I had plans for the next fucking 3 weekends and 2 weekends after that. And I just over $400 because I owed her for the concerts and a certain trip that I'm not even going to. You know, but I wasn't going to be an asshole and not send her the money. I don't play fucking games like that. I'm out $400, but it is what it is. I'd rather save my sanity than to think that one of my best friends can try to control me, my words, my thoughts. And then for her to throw it in my face, like my spirituality and stuff like no, you are sadly fucking mistaken. It's not a threat. It's kind of your loss. Because out of every single friendship she has, I'm probably the most valuable. But I'm not doing this control thing. And this is the second set of friends she's introduced me to, and also has humiliated me and talk shit. And it's like she thinks that these are my flaws, and some of these are not my flaws. These are valuable thoughts and how I value life and humanity and who I want to be friends with and who I wouldn't. I never thought somebody would turn that around on me, but they can't handle it. And I literally can't handle being friends with people in the Matrix. She got caught up with a lot of Matrix people. And to her, that probably sounds crazy to say something like that, but to me, it's not. And I thought she was that one friend that really understood that about me. So when I say she underestimated me, she fucking underestimated me. 21. Again, this could be in regards to something. Tell me what this a divorce at the bottom. It could just be a separation. So we have fifth dimension union. So this could be the new person. Or I already clarified it though. This is somebody, maybe you needed to give them a spiritual wake-up call. You were the catalyst for this. Like every situation that goes down, like the first time I thought we made up, but in her head, there was still a trumping energy there. So it came around again. It's unfortunate that it happened to be with different groups of friends, because that's where I draw the line. It was already shameful enough because I know how this woman talks shit when she's mad. You know, and it is very immature to me. And some people just don't realize, you know, they do that, or they think it's okay to vent. But it is, in my life, don't vent about me ever. Ever. Or one fucking person, you leave it at that. You know, not share it with fucking multiple friends and make you look stupid. That's not okay. It's just not. So what is it not the right time for? Let's see if we can get a little more on this. Because that divorce doesn't mean it's somebody coming at you in particular. I was literally just going to say separation in general. Like, you're not talking right now. It's not the right time. I'm not saying you're in the right, but when it comes to your thoughts, you're in the right. And it's not because you have an inner knowing or you're right. You already carry this wisdom. You already have these tools, these abilities. You cleanse that shit real fucking quick by separating yourself. Yeah, see, someone's going to return, and I hate when it flip-flops like this, guys. There's always like 3 scenarios in my fucking readings. Those who stay on, I really appreciate it, because these are good messages. These aren't just run-of-the-mill fucking, you know, they're not. We learn from experiences here on Earth. Why not learn through communication as well? I actually just heard someone has. So this might be somebody who wants to return and apologize, but yeah, unawakened, continue to go after your dreams, feminine energy. Yeah, no, see, third party. There's still, I think by you walking away, there was a conclusion here, or there's somebody who wants you and they dream about you and they're wrapping something up. Again, this is driving me fucking bananas that it's going both ways. You need to separate yourself from a friend here if you haven't yet, because some of you haven't experienced this yet. Or you have already, and then the same thing's going to play out again. And it, to me, is part of your last straw. And it's not a control thing. You know, on your side, it's more sorrow. But if you're anything like me, you know, losing a friend like that is painful. But it looks like you benefit more. You know, you have to move away from something here, whether it's work, whether it's negative thoughts, whether it's, you know, judgment, and you got your parents criticizing you or your boss is criticizing you. Like, whatever this is no good. And this isn't about who trumps who, but the energy you're dealing with is about who trumps who. I'm sorry. It's a shitty situation. Somebody thinks they're in the right, regardless of what you think, because it's just the way they fight. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that person doesn't realize that they need a new approach to when it comes to really getting the wrong energy out of your life. Because I guarantee you 100%, strike my kid's fucking dead, she was wrong for pushing me aside. Because she's known friends a lot longer than fucking me. And I'll tell you right now, me and her are 2 peas in a fucking pod. And she's going to feel this. And it could take months. And it's not something I necessarily want her to feel. This is not a lesson that I wanted her to learn on her end. And it was also a lesson for me. Like, this is your really, really, really best friend. Like, you know, my mom's dying, things like this. Like, do you really want to fight with them now? Obviously not. Right? But also what I'm going through. I just thought you said something about you've been here for a long time. And then you retracted it. But what I'm going through on my end is a lot more than other people can even imagine. I'm sure she's very tuned in to me as well. But this This is about me and having to leave the situation, because you're doing things to me that you're not realizing. You're belittling me. You're humiliating me. It's like I had one heart to heart and I said, never again do I want to have a conversation like this again. And then it fucking happened again. And it played out the same exact way. Why? Because I was meant to walk away the fucking first time it happened instead of talking it through. But I talked it through and here we are again. So if somebody is not valuing your input or your words or your text messages, then they don't belong in your life. Yeah, I was trying to say I've been subscribed for a long time. I'm just usually listening, don't comment. Well, I'm glad when you pop in, Nance. Love it. My beliefs and my spirituality, my values, my morals, they won't change. I have enough blessings in my life. I don't need people in my life. Do I miss companionship and certain stuff? Absolutely. But I already have it through children, friends, family. This is just something she has to change her thoughts when it comes to having a friend like me. Because I'm not difficult, but in a way I can be, because I do live in a different fucking world. And she kind of gets me without me having to explain it, but I think she underestimated me as well. And that's not meant as a threat or this and that. It's a lesson on her end where you didn't listen the first time to this woman who values herself and she values her friendships more than you can imagine. And I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not crying. But that's me. I value mine like you were my kid. When I vent, I never run my mouth like that, ever. You can say, other people, you could say, well, this one told me you said this. Well, how reliable is that person? And are you friends with that person now? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's clearly something here that this had to go down. Whatever we're experiencing now had to go down. This would be the second time it's played out or more than that. And this is why this makes this really kind of tricky. So the only thing I can really say is that I do feel like she is trying to trump my energy. And I don't think that's negative in the sense of me explaining that to you, but you can't have control over how we're going to have a conversation. Because if I don't want to talk to you because I'm heated or humiliated or sad or too angry, I'm going to text you my words and how I feel. In majority of that, I usually say something like, just give me a little time to, yada, yada. This time, I dropped the friendship and I wished her well from the bottom of my heart. And I pray and hope and wish we are friends again under the right circumstances. So she underestimated my morals, which is, it happens. It happens. But when it comes to my values and my morals and my thought process, it just, I value them. They're mine. What happens after this separation, please? So right now you're probably mirroring each other, going in a new direction, surrender. Yeah, see, there's an energy here that needs to surrender, and it's the one that's probably a little more dominant. This could also be you, and you're playing the dominant role here in the sense of you're standing your ground. But for me, I'm not playing the dominant role here in the situation. I'm just being me, standing in my morals, and that's it. And this could be me having to surrender. It brings pain and it brings this, but my morals and my thought process and the way I choose to express and create will not be belittled, and I will not stand to be humiliated. It's just not a fucking thing. I'm not that person. I am probably like, I mean, these new friends love me. They think I'm fucking great, but now they know a side that she told because she couldn't deal with the situation and how I block energies. Well, too bad, so sad. I think she thought how seriously I take my life and friendships. I don't think there's too many people out there that take friendships the way I do and the way I value them. And I think she forgot I was a psychic and I have my own spirit team. And there's been plenty of things throughout the years that I've never said, or I have mentioned, and they, certain people want to dismiss it. Oh, yada, yada, you wrong. You can't do that with me. And this is probably why I have some guy coming at me too at some point that's a little intimidated by me because they don't like that I can read energy. I never thought I would have to compete with a really good friend with energy. I'm not fucking competing with you. And then there's another friend she has that I'm not crazy about, that I've already told you guys about. Like, she's all into like astrology and this and that. And, oh, I bet that person's a Taurus. I bet that person's that. Well, here's the deal. Your sun sign don't do shit compared to your moon and your rising. It's the combination that makes you who you are. Me being Cancer, that just means I have Cancer traits. But I walk my North Node very confidently, and I've walked my South Node and went through what I had to went through because it's karmic, right? This is assurance that you guys are definitely walking your North Node. And again, she happens to be watching. I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing because I don't want to upset her either, because I do feel like it's going to take some time for somebody to really understand what just happened between these two energies. Big bird, little bird, like I said, it's energy that wants to trump you. And I just don't understand why it's, she feels the need to trump my energy, because I've never once felt the need to trump hers. Like, those things don't even come to my mind. So I do think you're probably both sad, but somebody is stubborn and doesn't want to surrender, and you're going in a new direction, and I think it's beautiful. And again, that fear, I think, has to do with like an ex-lover more than a friendship, to be honest with you. But people don't like being read, and that's the truth. Like, when you can read someone's energy, they don't like that. They try to trump you for some reason, and it doesn't make any sense to me, because I didn't think I was competing with anybody, so I can't express, like, I see it's like, now I want to cry, but like, I don't live in the Matrix, guys. I just don't. I don't have time for this. I just want good people, good vibing people, people that, and again, it's not really loyalty. It's just people that, feel that connection to you, and they do the right thing, and they don't get sucked into like, oh man, all right, well, I won't talk to her because you guys are fighting right now, because somebody made you look ridiculous. And, it's just, and there was another incident where she made me look ridiculous with somebody that we met over the beginning of summer too. And she stayed friends with him, knowing that I blocked him off everything. And it wasn't even a great dynamic, but she still talks to him. Like, she has acquaintances on her Facebook. I do not fuck around with my energy. I don't know how serious. You guys need to get a little more serious in regards to your energy or something here right now, because this should not be this pronounced in the reading. So some of you are not I don't think it's expressing. I don't think it's a bad thing, or you're not realizing because it's like, oh, we had Moses, here's Sheldon. You know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're still avoiding conversation. You know, I'm not sure, but I feel like I want to cry just in the sense of I don't live in the Matrix world, and I don't want to have friends in my life where I got to watch what I say because she thinks they're not going to understand me. Like, does she really think she's the only one that could actually understand me? You know, it's just, Sheldon, come on. Go the other way. Nope, 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 no. The other way. He's like, he likes every fucking obstacle. He looks for them. So you could be dealing with somebody who, you know, jump through or go around every obstacle instead of clearing an obstacle, you know, and then it's like, at the end of the day, you have 7 fucking obstacles because you chose to ignore that one and ignore that one and ignore that one, you know. Your North Node, which is hardly ever your sun sign, is truly who you are. You probably resonate with that more than you do your personality sun sign. And it took me a long time to figure that out. And I did it through feeling. I work through feelings. I work from my soul. I work from dark energy, light energy. You know, I don't know how to just be common. Or, you know what I mean? It's like whoever I'm with has to understand who I am, at least to an extent, you know, but definitely not use it against me. Because I thought this whole time, like, she was really getting it, but she could have chose to address me on the beach differently. And besides, like, here we go again or something, you know what I mean? And then when I walk away, she literally tells me, I agree with you, Courtney, but not everybody sees things your way. And it's like, why the fuck couldn't you have just, and then I went to somebody else and said, you know, why didn't she just start like that instead of making me look like I did something fucking wrong? No, not okay. She has to take accountability for all these things that she thinks is small. These things are huge. These are my values. These are my morals. This isn't a pissing contest. No pissing contest here. Or, you know, I've known this one longer. Bitch, you've known them for fucking 4 months. I went to the same school, same class with this other person that lived on the same street as me in Lawrence. Knows all my friends from Lawrence. Knows some of my best friends from Haverhill. It's not a coincidence. When they say that it's a small world, it's a small world. And I feel like I'm angry right now, but I'm not angry. So I think some of you guys are not expressing this. And until you do fully, not like in my situation, unless it is. No, because my situation, this is me. I'm still moving forward. This isn't about surrendering like that.
He's at Walmart. He went inside to get his ice, firewood, and beer, and we're just waiting here because we're going to go into town tomorrow, so we're just going to get more ice and firewood tomorrow if we need it. Yeah. Because he has wood up there, but last time he said it was like kind of wet, so he wanted us to dry it out when we got there today. Because he's coming up Friday night, so we'll only be by ourselves for 2 nights, I think. Or tonight, and he's coming up Friday, but we come home Saturday, so I think that's only 2 nights. So tonight and tomorrow by ourselves, and then his stepdad will be coming up that next night at like 7 or something like that, 7:30. He said, I think. Okay.
Sounds good. You're not going to lose. Well, I'm on YouTube, and I want to wrap it up. You want to say hi to everybody?
Okay, well, I'll call you when I'll get closer to the. Hey guys, I'll call you when I get closer to the dirt road. And
yes.
We'll stop at the dirt road, and I'll talk to you for a minute and say goodnight and stuff.
Yeah.
But
did you just
service tomorrow, so
did you just leave his town?
No, we're in.
You don't have to say it, but okay.
We're in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, at Walmart.
Okay.
And then we're getting on the highway. Okay. So we're only like 10 minutes away.
All right.
from
If
his
I don't
house.
call you within
And
the...
it says, hold on, it says 2 hours and 28 minutes. So,
Okay, so if I don't call you within an hour, just call me.
well, okay, I can, but I'm gonna be driving on the highway, so I probably won't want to talk.
Oh, you're going to be driving. Oh, so you're going to pull over and call me?
No, I'm gonna call you. We stop at the dirt road before we lose service.
Right, and let me
So I'll
know.
call you at the dirt road when we get there, because
Perfect.
then we'll be like 30 minutes away on the
Alright.
dirt road.
Right. Perfect. All right.
And we're coming into town tomorrow, either the hike tomorrow or something, but we'll be in town at some point during the day. Probably towards noonish, I would assume, if we're doing a hike, but I don't really know. I could be wrong. Maybe we'll have lunch first and stuff. I don't know.
All right. Well, you guys have a blast. Call me when you get to that dirt road.
Okay, I will.
All right. I love you.
I love you.
I love you more. Drive safe.
I will.
Love
I'm
you.
very scared because you make me take the highway, but it's 3 hours and 55 minutes on back roads and 2
Yeah.
hours and 30 minutes on highway.
Just
so.
say, I'm going camping. I'm going camping.
He started singing that. I said, that's me and my mom's camping.
Mhm.
I still like that. We're going camping, but that's like
Well, you're
tent
going
camping.
going to the cabin. Going to the
We're
cabin.
going to the cabin. Not we're going camping. That's our thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're going to the cabin.
Yes.
I love you.
I'll tell you too. I love you.
I love you more.
God,
I know. I'm excited for you. I need a
and
little
the
break.
cooler in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Love you.
I love
Hopefully
you.
it doesn't take forever.
Love you more.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, babies. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you. I just got pulled to my Oscars again in Predatory. So it's like you have a predator here. I don't understand why there's a friendship coming in as a predator. I just, guys, my brain can't comprehend that when it comes to friends. I'm sorry. Like, I guess I'm just so evolved that my brain won't comprehend petty shit anymore. But I gotta remember, I do work with the Matrix, and sometimes I gotta remember this shit. But like I said, I cried for like a half hour. Like, I don't want people in my life where I need to be careful if I'm hitting up him or her. Again, that has to do with that couple. That has nothing to do with me. So some of you guys either need to express this or just surrender the fact that this person doesn't belong in your fucking life right now. And my Oscars are predatory. So again, like, we do have, like, that one's more predatory. That one is not. Spiritual meaning about an Oscar fish. Some interpret their ability to recognize and interact with their own owners, symbol of loyalty and connection. Just like that, that's what I've been talking about, and I had no idea, because he's staring right at me. Like, he's literally right here, just like staring at me. He just went behind the bush. He's coming out again. And again, I'm right here on my desk. They're peeking right at me. They're so synchronized, it's fucking crazy when they swim. So they just sit here and they like check me out, and I've been dying for an Oscar. And again, not a fucking coincidence that I just talked about. It's not about loyalty, it's about connection. A solid connection. With a solid connection, therefore comes loyalty. If there's a slip up here and there, okay, that doesn't make somebody a bad person. The first time I felt like I was manipulated into it, and I told myself, I'm never going to do it again. And all our years of friendships, I've never done that to her before, but she had said that one's like my best friend. So I just assumed that he already knew, because the way he said it was almost like I felt awkward, as if I was getting questioned too, as if that person already felt like she was leaving something out of it. And she was like, yeah, but if I tell you doesn't mean I tell him. Eventually I'm going to tell him, but it just might be at the same time or whatever. Like, I get it. But it made me actually feel uncomfortable. And then the new situation, the way the conversation came in, there was no ill intent there, purposely calling out somebody. It didn't go down like that. But I purposely told that person 4 times, please do not say it to this person, because it's going to be interpreted the wrong way. And I was going to bring it up myself at the right time. But that person took the initiative to say, Courtney said, And do you blame me from blocking the other person? That's not me getting into bad habits. That's me blocking and controlling my energy because I value my energy. This isn't about because you guys have been friends longer. He had already knew my thoughts and her thoughts. So in all reality, I'm just clarifying her thoughts. He had zero reason to do that. And he chose to do it. And now look at where we're at. So she needs to recognize this does have to do with friend groups as well. And recognize that she's humiliated me and talked shit about me to them without them even knowing me like that. They don't even get a chance to know me because she fucking steps in like she's a fucking predator. You know, I'm good being a fucking frog. I'm chilling being a fucking frog, an owl. I don't give a shit. I don't need to be a fucking shack. I don't live in the fucking matrix. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I shouldn't have to like constantly explain myself, you know, like this whole friendship shit. And I know for a fact this is a lesson on her end because I said the first time this happens again, I'm done. Guess what? It happened. And until she realizes the significance and the damage she's made me feel, she made me feel like I have to question who I am around certain people because they're not like me. Then don't fucking bring me around your fucking friends. What are you, a retard? If you're thinking I'm that person, then don't fucking do it. But she wants to trump me when it comes to time and loyalty. Me and her have more time and fucking loyalty than this fucking group of friends. So don't come at me with like, it's disrespectful. Like, give me a fucking break. Yours is like minuscule compared to like, I just ended a friendship over this. But yet you won't take the time to read my fucking text message because you have to have control of the situation and have a conversation. Life doesn't work like that, guys. And this could be a mother figure. This could be, you know, a boss figure. This could be somebody who was a mentor. You know, there is people watching people too. But I think those people are kind of learning. And again, she's one of my best friends, and I hope, pray, and wish that we're friends again, but she won't take my energy for granted again. And she doesn't need to be humiliated for me to feel appreciated from her. I'm not trying to humiliate her by talking about this story. This is a very important concept, and this is happening with the energy right now. So again, this isn't about me running my mouth about a friend. Half these stories, you think I'm not embarrassed to tell you these stories and then I can't really tell you the beginning of the story because that's the part that's personal. I get both sides. But mine is value. It's me. It's mine. And I think she don't like that I can read her sometimes too. We have to look at each other and we laugh. And mind you, she can read me just as well. But there's some things you just don't say to friends. And you're just not that, you shouldn't be that careless, you know. Allah reported the specific albino Oscar had led to interpretations of divine presence or messages. However, these interpretations are not usually universally accepted because of certain beliefs. So again, fertility, abundance, connection to all your senses, freedom, transformation, loyalty, connection, divine presence, adaptability, intelligence. Yeah, so, you know, cultural beliefs. It's basically, and it's the white albino one. They're a lot more common now, but a lot very rare compared to like the chocolate and the regular tigers. This one's just an albino tiger. I do like the chocolates, but I'm just saying. And these are the ones I almost bought at the pet store. Remember 6 months ago, I think I said to you, that little one, I wanted to take them, but it got beat up. One of these two is that one because there was 3 of them. And there was one that was nippy, and the guy knew which one it was. And I said, well, I don't want the one that's nippy because I already have fish in the tank. So one of them's already been picked on its whole life and probably will never pick on anybody. Oh, look at picking on somebody. This is like picking on somebody. You can't make this shit up, guys. Everything I talked about from start to fucking finish with this read is the interpretation of an albino tiger Oscar. And they're on the borderline of the red spectrum. I don't know how that works, but like grade A and then A plus. I won't know until they get a little bigger and different colors will come out their tails if it's a plus or a minus. He's so inquisitive. Like I can't, he's just staring at me, guys. Like it's just so fucking mesmerizing. I'm gonna unclip you for a minute so you can literally see. They just come right up to me. And I'm sorry that you guys are going through this stuff. It's no walk in the park, you know? I'm not saying that this doesn't hurt, but I'm also saying, like, at the same time, with this energy, you've been there and dealt with it already from other energies, you know, with us just being where we're at in life. And there he comes. They're both dead on now. Oh my God, they're all here. My blue Acaras. Guys, why? You don't want anybody else to see you? There's my green Tetras, the Oscars, and the Acara is right back there. You just can't really see him. It's in between those two fish. The two Oscars. He's at the bottom of the Oscar. The lighting of the tank, you can barely see him. See him moving a little bit? He feels safe around the Oscars, and I don't blame him because my one little green Terra is very dominant, but not to the point where anybody needs to be moved. And I think it was a really good thing. Here we go, community tank, right? So I think it's a really good thing that I brought friends to them because all I had was the dino fish in there and the two green Terras. And I did jump the gun with the Oscars. Not jump the gun, but I do have a 100-gallon tank. They are going to need about a 150-gallon tank because I have two Oscars, two green Terras, and two blue Acaras, true blue Acaras, which will get a little bigger. Oscars get really big. I'm fucking pumped. I can't wait. So they're all South American cichlids in there. And I'm also here in Chilean, Ecuador, those type of places. Oh my God, he's so cute. And I threw some orange background in there, so they really, they're just stunning. And the blue dinos, my little dinos get like this huge. The fish, the little eels, dino eels, and like that big. So, they will need 150, but for now, I wanted my Oscars. So I went with 100 because I have it on like a certain table versus getting a stand. So, you know, I just fell in love with fish. But again, community is friends, guys. You know, your values, your beliefs. Community is important, you know. Anything else you want to tell us about this separation? Focus on work, focus on yourself, focus on your health, unawakened, big dream. Okay, so free will. I don't think this energy is holding you back. I don't think that that's what that's trying to say by any means, but let me just clarify that. Where'd my thing go? All right, that fell off the chain. Yeah, see, you're breaking free. It doesn't mean it does mean certain people shouldn't be in your life and others should, but before they're in your life permanently, you know, sometimes with best friends, you go through the same shit as you do as a soulmate. Relationship is a relationship, whether you're fucking lovers or not. Friends, family, lovers. So to me, So it's not this energy thinking they're living out their dreams, and it's not us thinking, and it's not us in the sense of we don't see our dreams. I don't know what they're trying to say with these two energies. This could just say, you know, your choice who you let back into your life right now. Because there's a whole world out there that maybe you haven't consciously seen or thought about. Because this is, I have a dream. I have a hobby. You know, I have a new routine, but it's firm. And if somebody else can't see it, I think this is, you know, another reason why this separation had to happen. But I'm also getting this plays part in different scenarios, which is driving me nuts in these readings. Let me get Seven of Swords. I wasn't going to clarify with this deck. I know what deck I was looking for. Let me just see what cards want to come out of this deck. Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups. So yeah, you know, maybe you thought it was your happy, but it's not your happy. You know, like people are not seeing things the way you see something. And it could be karmic, guys. And you do have the Ace of Wands there, which I love because it is like that new idea and it does match that Ace of Pentacles. But this could be like somebody who's cocky and doesn't give a shit either. You know what I mean? Just they think they're having a great time in life. They feel solid, but they're not. They're not as solid as they think they are. You know, and it's the wheel. So like it's the wheel must turn, and this looks very positive. So it's like having the Nine of Cups twice in the situation. Where was it before? Was it just at the bottom? So Nine of Cups to me isn't like necessarily like wishes and dreams come true. It's your everyday happiness.
Is that the watch gone?
No.
Oh.
I am going to throw some stuff in. If you need something washed, just throw it in the washer.
Okay.
But this situation, like I said right this second, can go either way. Because it's the wheels here. It's karmic. You can fix karmic. But if somebody else is not willing to see and to see where you stand and your morals and, you know, because I think somebody thinks, this other person I think thinks this is a petty fight and they're in the right. But they're not understanding how deep a situation is here. And that's the problem. Somebody's not understanding the depth that you carry and project. So I'm sure we'll come back together for you guys at some point. Please just continue to make sure your wheel moves forward. To me, this is a good thing. It's like a turning point, like I said, because you have the Nine of Pentacles right there. You have the Six of Swords, the beautiful Ace of Cups. I mean, Eight of Cups, walking away, going to something new, not dwelling, not like, oh, my wish is ever going to come true, yada, yada, yada. You know, like this is, you know, you don't have time for this arguments or the drama or, you know, is a sacrifice made on your end, spirit's end, other people's ends, you know, and it is what it is. So to me, you're definitely moving forward. What? Is the what clean? Bin? No, that's dirt. Yes, it's all clean. So I do think there's like something else going on like this because I do see you easily taking yourself out of this situation. And maybe you had to take yourself out of a situation for another situation to occur. Maybe it's something you would have missed if you were out and about, you know, like that's minuscule. Like this is huge. Like somebody doesn't understand the depth of your value, the depth of your morals. And if they do, they're not respecting them or they're not acknowledging them. It's still predatory energy, like cat eats dog or dog eats cat or man versus dog. Like, what's that predatory saying? You know, but nobody here trumps anybody. Just because I live this way doesn't mean I trump the way she lives. Get what I'm saying? Oh, that's okay. I miss my peanut butter. He flew away where he belongs. I was really hoping he would have settled here, but I still hope he comes back and stays with me for the winter. It's not false hope. It's not me being positive. It's just I hope because I love and I have a connection. So this isn't about time or loyalty. This is having the right connections with the right people and them respecting it. Check in. When you think about whatever it is that's pondering, take a moment to check in how you feel about it. Do you feel lighter or heavier, excited or filled with dread? Pay attention to your inner guidance. It's always so helpful. Like I said, you guys' intuition is talking to you, and I think it's also talking to you in regards to your health, in regards to an impending death that sometimes follow in 3. I keep thinking I'm seeing like processions, funeral processions down the street with lights on, and I'm not seeing them. So it's my intuition telling me like I'm going to be going to one at some point soon. You know? So listen to your intuition right now. You are making the right choices, guys. You know, and I really hope and pray that me and, you know, my best friend can figure this out. But right now, me personally is not an issue I want to talk about or resolve right now, because there's too much other things where my attention needs to be. And I don't have it in me to have the same conversation again with, I can consider her the love of my life. That's how connected we are. So for us to, you know, even really go there, I think I saw that hermit without the hermit being here, because this individual, I think, doesn't know the depth that you're going through. And I don't think now is the time for you to explain it. And I hate to say that, but now is not the time where you have to stir all this energy back in. If there's an ex or somebody else that comes toward you, I think it would be a completely different feeling, in the sense of, you know, honesty, feeling somebody out, vulnerability. I think you'd be able to pick up on it easier than you think you would, because your intuition's on point now, right? So that's different. This is to bring this back into play. For me, I'm already feeling overwhelmed and anxious in my chest. Like it's too heavy and there's too much depth here. And I'm not trying to get into it because I know that her soul is not in depth. It's more in the matrix right now. You know? So that can't change overnight as much as I would wish and hope. And this isn't like a little conversation. This is, you know, another conversation probably where you might not even be crying this time. This one's more about, you know, the depth, you know. And the funny thing is, this woman, my best friend that I'm arguing with right now, or I walked away from, I should say, she gets that. She knows me, you know. So until it clicks, like what she's taken and partaked and perceived, I can't change that. I'm not going to get anywhere. And this is confirmation. That loyalty and disrespect, that loyalty should be in between me and her, not her and somebody new. Right? So this just has to let be. I need you all to continue to follow the cycle of life, to follow the flow. Make sure, you know, you're checking in with yourself. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.